Dear students, today we will go for one of our grammar topics, that is prepositions. As we are aware that prepositions are one of the parts of speech and is very much useful in the sentence. It show relation between one word to the other, usually between the noun, pronoun, or noun and other thing. So that way preposition though seems to be say very simple, but say plays a very vital role in a sentence. So having good knowledge about preposition will definitely help us to write well, to express well. So let me share my screen. Yeah. If you go for prepositions, what is preposition? It show a relationship between two or other words in a sentence. That means it shows relation between two or more sentences, words in a sentence. That means either it is between noun and pronoun to a verb, or two nouns are in between two nouns, or in between two pronouns, or else between a noun or a pronoun to the verb. So that way preposition see shows relationship between two words in a sentence. So for example, if you take the player kicked the ball into the goal. So if you look at ball and also the goal, both are see what we call nouns, and there is a relation between these two. That means ball and goal are see connected, see has relation with them. So that way preposition will play an important role. See here the preposition is into. That means ball goes into the goal. So that way a goal is made, isn't it? So that way into is a preposition here. So it has showed the relation between the two nouns here in this particular sentence. So on the whole, preposition is nothing but it shows relation between the two words in a sentence. Either they may be a noun to verb or a pronoun to a verb, or else sometimes between two nouns, or between two pronouns, or between one noun and a pronoun. So that way prepositions function very important role in the sentences. Yeah. Then kinds of prepositions. When we go for kinds of prepositions, there are the simple prepositions. What are they called as? At, by, in, off, on, and out, through, till, to, and with. These are what we call simple prepositions. That means they have not much complexity in them. See, these are the normal prepositions that we use: at, by, in, off, on, out, and through, till, to, and also with. So if you look at the compound prepositions, compound, as we know, is a combination. When you say compound prepositions, we use the word called above, besides, between, among, around, before, behind, outside, within, and without. So we have phrasal prepositions also. What is a phrase? As we know, a phrase is a group of words. She gives the meaning of one single part of speech is what we call a phrase. Here, phrasal prepositions, there are more than one word, but together this group is functions as a preposition. That way it is called as a phrasal preposition. For example, the phrasal prepositions are according to, owing to. If you look at this sentence, according, look at these words: according to, according, and to. There are two words: owing to, because of, in addition to. Look at the words: in addition to. There are three words: in accordance with, on behalf of. So these are what we call phrasal prepositions. As I told you that phrase is nothing but a group of words which gives the meaning of a one particular say, parts of speech. For example, owing, according to. See, in sentences we say according to the constitution and bylaws. So that way we start constructing the sentences. Owing to illness, he did not attend the college. Because of, in addition to. In addition to means plus. In accordance with, as if you are following the rules and regulations, in accordance with the instructions, or in accordance with the law. on behalf of, so you are representing on behalf of somebody else. So that way phrase prepositions are there. There are compound prepositions and there are simple prepositions, and all of them, all these three kinds of prepositions we make use in our writing and also in the speech. Okay. Then there are other prepositions, see, which may not fall under these three categories: simple preposition, compound, and phrase. But there are other prepositions, of course they may come under this. Prepositions of place, so we are categorizing these prepositions which represents place. For what for places, what kind of prepositions are used, and for time, what prepositions are used. For position also we have some prepositions. For example, if you take prepositions of place, we use two. He went to Hyderabad. He is at railway station. He is away from home. So likewise, behind, a house is behind. So likewise, we whenever we are using these words for indicating a place, we are using the prepositions like this. And prepositions of time, whenever we are using time, we say at. It means exactly 5 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, at 8 o'clock. That way we say. We also say about the time, that means on Saturday, on Monday, on 15th, on 28th, like that. So in also in between so and so time, we say in the morning, in the afternoon. For example, for the last 2 hours, 3 hours. So before 5 a.m., before 6 a.m., or after 6 p.m., like that we say. And the since is used with the point of time. That means, see, it has been raining since 8 o'clock. So that means we are using since for the time reference. And between is also used. The examination is between 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So that way we use the word between. So at, on, in, for, before, after, since, between, these are the prepositions used to indicate the time. So there are certain prepositions which are which are used for the position. Position means place. For example, on, among, before, behind, in front of. Where is it? In front of the police station. So in front of. So behind my house, or behind the temple. So before that, we can say among or on. So these are the prepositions of position. So just now we have come across the simple prepositions, compound prepositions, and phrase prepositions. There are the three kinds of prepositions. But for using for place, we are using these prepositions. For time, we are using at, on, in, for, before, after, since, and between. And for position, we use prepositions like on, among, before, behind, and in front of. So that way, so many varieties of prepositions that we see. So normally in English, certain verbs are followed with certain prepositions. So we can't say that, for example, if you take the first two words here, whenever we use agree, what should come after agree? It may, to may also come, and with may also come. So the preposition to, when you are using after the verb, gives some meaning, and when we are using with, it also gives the other meaning. So similarly, even if you look at the bring to, so when you go for bring to, bring down, bring out, so the same verb is there, but by changing the preposition, the meaning will also changing. That means for certain purposes we use the combination of this. Let us go through them one by one so that we'll get some idea. Okay. So for example, agree to. Agree to means we use agree to as a preposition when we are agreeing to a proposal or a plan. That means when we agree to something. So we can also say I agree with you. That means we are agreeing to agreeing with a person. With someone, when you are using, we can say with. When it is a plan, proposal, or something, we should say to. So after agree, we have these two prepositions possible, but one we have to look at whether that is something or whether that is someone. If it is someone, use with. If it is something, use to. Then look at appeal to. Appeal to is nothing but whether you are appealing to a person or whether you are appealing to a high court, like that. So higher bodies or else see to the persons, we use the word the preposition to. We also use the preposition against after appeal. When you say against, that means you are appealing against a decision given by the government or by somebody, so or somebody. So when somebody has issued taken a decision, and if it is see contrary, and if you are just see going against the decision, then appeal against means that is you are appealing against the decision. Then look at the word apologize. Apologize to someone. I apologize to you, we can say. Then apologize for something. So we say apologies for see coming late, for the delay, for late see responding and all that. So that way we use to for something, for someone, and we use for something. So look at bring to. That means bring to light. So somebody has brought that issue to the light. That means bring to light. That means to everybody's notice. So bring down. So the prices in the market have brought down. That means they have come down. So bring down means when we use bring down for prices. Then we say bring about. He brought a book. He brought about. He bring out a book. So bring out a book is nothing but bring outing. See or see taking the facts or see bringing in front of others a book or arm. So that way bring out. We use bring to, bring down, and bring out. See here there are only some examples are given here. So complain of. See when you say complain of something, when you say complain to, you can complain to the concerned officers. He made a complaint to the revenue divisional officer or to the collector. Complain to the collector or the revenue divisional officer is someone, isn't it? So complain of certain thing, complain of insanitary conditions, that is something. So that way, so complain of is used for something and complain to is used for someone. So look at all these examples. Whenever we are using to, normally it is referring to someone, that is a person. We use complain against. See, it can be used for both things. You can complain against someone, or you can complain against something. So if you are see complain, if you are say against of something, you can make a complaint. So complain against something, or complain against a person also. So that way, these verbs or certain verbs are followed with certain prepositions will give some meaning, isn't it? So uh, that way I have taken only ABC here. That means the alphabetical order we have taken only 2 to 3 examples here, but there are so many. Likewise, by constant practice, that means by observing the sentences whenever you are going through the text, so you will come to know whether it is used for someone or something, or to express certain facts, or to express some other thing. So that way one need to be very careful in using prepositions. So getting mastery over prepositions is a bit difficult. The more exposure that you have with the language, the more good you are at. So keep an eye so that start observing one after the other. So that way you can learn more and more. So if you look at the prepositions of the personal pronouns, when you look at, so what are personal pronouns? Personal pronouns are what? I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. I, we are the first person. You is second person, both singular and plural. If you look at we, that is first person plural. And when you look at he, she, it are third person singular, and they is plural, isn't it? So what are the corresponding forms of these pronouns? That means instead of I can say me. So whether I say I or me, me is a corresponding form of the pronoun I. Similarly, for we use us. Similarly, for you, the same you will be there for he, him, and for she, her, for it only, and for they, them. So, whenever you are using these pronouns after prepositions, what should be there? So, we have to use the corresponding pronoun, corresponding form of the pronoun after the preposition. So, look at the first example. He gave a book to me. So, to is the preposition here. So, after see this preposition, we are using a pronoun. What pronoun we are using? The corresponding pronoun. So he likes all of us. That means of is the preposition here and us is a corresponding form of it. Then I gave a gift to him. So he is the personal pronoun, but I'm using the corresponding form of it. So here the combination is what? We have a say preposition, then a pronoun, preposition and then a pronoun. So look at the fourth example. I went to the library with them. So with is a preposition and them is a, sorry, with is a preposition, them is a corresponding pronoun. He took the book from her. That means from is a preposition here and her is corresponding form. So if you look at all these five examples, there is a preposition followed by a pronoun, preposition followed by a pronoun, preposition to followed by a pronoun him, and similarly preposition with followed by them, preposition from followed by her. So that way the corresponding forms are used after the preposition. So the pronouns are used after the preposition. So that way it also gives us a hint. So let us look at some of the commonly confused pairs of prepositions. So what is we know we should know the difference between both of them. They seems to be similar, but there is a difference when to use one and with the other. So for example, if you say look, sorry, in and into. So in and into, what is the difference? When you say in, that means when something is at rest, we have to use in. When something into is in motion, that is what we call into. For example, the pen is in the box. So when you say pen is in the box, we are using the preposition in. But what is the motion? What is the state of the pen? The state of the pen is in the rest. It's not moving at all. So when it is in the rest, we use in. And he came into the room. When you say he came into the room, that means there is a motion that you can see. For example, I'll tell you. So he came into the room. So what he did, he entered into the room. That means he came into the room. So here there will be an action. So there is an action you can see into, isn't it? So when you say the pen is in the box, it is in the rest. So when it is in the rest, we have to use in. When there is a motion, then we have to use into. The same formula is applicable to on and on to. On means we use on for rest and on to we use for motion. For example, he sat on the wall. He sat on the wall, comfortably he sat on the wall, so he is in the rest. The tiger jumped upon the deer. That means there is an action upon the deer. That means there is a motion. When there is a motion, we have to use see onto, see or upon. Then in and at. So what is the difference between in and at? In is used with names of countries or states, but at is used with locations. So normally we say in is used for bigger places like states. Whenever you are mentioning countries or the districts and all that, we use in. So when we are just referring to the locations at exactly where, at post office, at railway station, so for all that we use at as a preposition. So in is used for states, districts, and the names of the countries, but whereas at is used for the locations. For example, he lives in Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is a big city. So that way we are using in. So in Hyderabad, where he lives at Madhapur. Madhapur is a place. Suppose this is Hyderabad, Madhapur is somewhere here. So Madhapur is a place. So here we have to use at. When you are referring a bigger place, we are using in, isn't it? This is only the difference. So we use in for the bigger places, that means states, countries, districts, and all that, and it is used for small locations like Madhapur railway station, airport, post office, and all that. So this way, there is a difference between these some commonly confused word pairs, and we will go for another two or three, so that we will get good idea about it. So mostly we use the words beside and besides. So whenever you are using the word beside and besides, just a minute. By, beside, besides. By means near, beside means by the side of, and besides means in addition to. That means beside is used in the meaning of plus, but beside means by the side of, and by means near. Okay, so let us take an example. My house is by the market. That means my house is near the market. My house is beside the market, just by the side of it. This is a market, and my house is by the side of it. That means what we are saying, that the by the side of. And near my house there is a theater besides a market. That means there is a theater, there is a market, and all that. So my house, there is a theater and a market. So not only the market, but there is also a theater. So that means you are giving about there is a theater plus what, plus a market. So we use besides for the meaning of in addition to. That means in uh, in addition to that we are using. So likewise, by is used for near, beside for by the side of, and besides for in addition to. So look at between and among. So again, the two important words often we get confused when you are using preposition, that is between and among. So we use between whenever there are two people or two things. That's all. So whenever there are two people or two things, if it is in between two, whether they are people or things, then we say between. If it is more than two, if it is more than two, we can call it as among, isn't it? So for more than two, we use among. If it is between only two, we use between. So that is the difference. Let us take example. The match is between India and Pakistan. How many countries are there? There are two, one and two. So the match is between this and this country. So we are using the pronoun, the preposition between. So the World Cup will be played among 16 teams. That means there are not one and two, but there are more than two. That means 16 teams are there. So the World Cup it will be played among. So when there are more than two, we use the preposition among. When there are only between two, we can say between, isn't it? So that way, these are some commonly confused prepositions. See, we often find it difficulty and find doubts with that to use this or that, isn't it? So that way, once you get some idea about it, and you will not be making any mistake. Okay. Then after this, we go for the exercise. So in your textbook, the exercise, there are three exercises given, and the first exercise is all about say writing an appropriate preposition. So what should be the appropriate preposition after what? For example, the principal presided over the meeting. So whenever we are using the word see preside, preside should be followed by over. So preside over is a word. So preside is the verb and should be followed by over. So we have just come across verb plus certain preposition, isn't it? So preside over we have to write. Then his report dealt with the academic activities of the college. So dealt with and dealt in also be there. So here we are using with because this is a suitable preposition here. Dealt with the academic activities of the college. The principal thanked the students for their cooperation. The chief guest congratulated the students on their success or performance. So, what is the thing? Congratulate on is verb plus say preposition. This is the structure that we have. Congratulate on, not congratulate. Usually, we make a mistake that congratulations for. It's not for, but congratulate on. Okay. Then look at the fifth sentence. He said that the secret of success lies in hard work. So the secret of a success. So of should be the suitable pronoun here. Sorry, preposition here. Then look at C. He advised the staff not to quarrel. He advised the staff not to quarrel themselves. So whenever you are saying themselves, them itself is plural. Themselves are there. So when there are more than two people, whenever you are saying staff, that means more than two, three, four, five, isn't it? So any number. So whenever we are saying themselves as an object here, so we have to use among, as we have just come across when to use between and among. If it is between one with the other, that means either it may be a person or a place or thing. See, we only comparison between the two, we say between. If it is more than two, we use among. So here it is more than two, I am using the preposition among. Then it would be wrong, he said, to complain about each other. That means complain against or complain about each other. Both are possible, but here I am using about as a suitable. Sorry, I am using about as a preposition because complain about, right, each other. He pointed out that the students depend upon them. That means the students depend upon them. He warned that he would not put up with any discipline. Put up with is a preposition. So put up with the verb and we have the preposition. So here look at a brief speech. The chief guest gave away the prizes. That means the chief guest gave away a speech. After that, he gave away the prizes. That means that way I'm using the word or the preposition here as after. After a brief speech, the chief guest gave away the prizes. Okay. So that way we do the corrections, fill in the blanks. Then we go for the second exercise. Yeah. The second exercise is correct the common errors in the use of prepositions in the following sentences. Sentences are given and you have to identify the wrong preposition and you have to make it a correct one. So the sentence is given here and whatever given in brackets is the answer for you. So for example, he picked up a fight with me. So picked up is not necessary. He picked a fight with me. That's all. Picking is nothing but getting. And again, up is not required here, so he picked a fight with me. I ordered for a coffee. So not for a coffee, but you have ordered a coffee, isn't it? So I ordered a coffee is enough. For is not necessary here. If you look at these two sentences, see, we have used the preposition unnecessarily. So this preposition is not at all required. Then he replied me in the negative. So he replied not me, but he replied to me. So he gave some reply to me, isn't it? Not he replied me. So that way I am using the word he replied to me. So he replied to me in the negative. So without see to, the meaning will be different. So he replied to me in the negative. He is unable to move from the bed. So he is unable to move from his bed, not bed. Whose bed? That person's bed. So that's why we have to use his bed. He is unable to move from his bed. They were talking something. So they were talking not something but about something, or talking of something. So that way we do corrections. Okay. So there are a few more sentences in this exercise number 2 that we will go for. Look at these sentences. The paper is inferior than that. This paper is inferior than that. That, sorry. This paper is inferior than that. So look at, whenever we say inferior should be followed by to. So inferior, superior, senior, junior. He is junior to me, he is senior to me, he is inferior to, superior to. So whatever ends with IOR, we use the word, the preposition to, see, rather than the preposition than. So this is a generalization. It's not compulsory that wherever you get this. It's a generalization for inferior, superior. See, whenever IOR ended words will come, we have to use to as a preposition. So the paper is inferior to that, not than that, isn't it? Everyone should pray God. Everyone should pray to God. Whom you are praying? So to God. So here to God is the right answer. He will be cured from his fever. He will be cured of his fever, not from his fever, isn't it? He is cured from fever is not. It is cured of his fever is the right answer. So that way, of the preposition used here. Write the answers with ink, not with ink, but it should be the with in ink. So with is not a suitable preposition, you have to write in. Then this is a comfortable house to live. This is a comfortable house to live in. Okay. So this should be the right expression. This building is built by bricks. This building is built not by bricks but of bricks. So we use by for persons usually. This building is built by so and so mason, we can say, or so and so person, we can say. But whenever you are using the material, we should not use by as a preposition, because by is followed by an agent. If it is a person, you use by normally, and if it is material, then we have to use see of. So the building is built of brick, not by is not used. I shall inform them this. I shall inform them what of this, not this. Okay. I shall inform of this. So here, if you are omitting certain prepositions, the meaning will be lost. Suppose writing unnecessarily the prepositions will also create some confusion. So that way, we have to be very careful in using the prepositions. If it comes only, you have to write. So whenever you are writing prepositions extra, that also gives some different meaning. So sometimes the suitable the one of instead of selecting one, if you are using the other, the meaning will change. So that way, one should be very careful in doing them. Uh, then the last exercise, that is the third exercise that we have in our textbook. So this is all about the prepositional phrases. As we all know, what is meant by a phrase? A phrase is a group of words which functions as one single part of speech. Just now we had in the beginning introduction, we have come across that phrase is a group of words see which function as a single part of speech. So is the preposition the object of the preposition and all the modifiers between the two. So what is that? There are fruits in the basket. That means we are using the preposition in. So just a minute. We are using the preposition in. See, uh, it is see the basket is an object here. Sometimes it may be the modifier. If you look at the second example, we find the modifier before the preposition. They left just before us. So here just is a preposition. Uh, See as a modifier, we can say. They function as either adjective phrases or adverb phrases, modify other words in a sentence. That means phrasal prepositions are normally they are adjectives or adverbs. As I told you that phrase is a group of words which function as a single part of speech. So there may be 2 to 3 words, but all of them gives only one meaning. Either they function as an adjective or an adverb. So that way, we have the phrasal prepositions. So let us go for some of the examples. So prepositional phrases functioning as adjective phrases. For example, you can use the mop behind you to clean the room. So here the behind you is used as an adjective phrase here. So it can also function as an adverbial phrase, adverb phrase. For example, it irritates me when people talk during a performance. So during a performance is nothing but the adverb. So performance was going on, so it is action. So whatever adds something to the meaning of the verb or whatever qualifies the verb is what we call an adjective. So what you call adverb. So yeah, during a performance is an adverbial phrase here. If you look at in the first sentence, and behind you to clean is an adjective there, isn't it? Whether it is behind or in front and all that. So let us, there are some phrasal prepositions. You have to pick up the right phrasal preposition from the box, the prepositions, phrasal prepositions given in the box, and then you have to write. For example, what are the phrasal prepositions given here? So look at in case of, instead of, in addition to, on behalf of, in any way, out of, in spite of, according to, in favor of, on the whole. So these are the prepositions given to you, and you have to select one among them. You have to select the suitable, that means appropriate prepositional phrase among these 10 and write it down in the fill in the blank. So for example, I gave a presentation on behalf of all my classmates. So I am the representative of the class. So on behalf of all my classmates, I gave a presentation. So on the whole, it was a pretty good film, and he withdrew his application in favor of his rival. So we are using the word in favor of. Then in spite of the heat, we all work during summer. So usually summers are very hot. So in spite of in spite of the heat, we all work during the summer. So we are using the phrasal preposition in spite of. And in case of a fire, exit from the rear window. So whenever there is a fire, in case of a fire, exit from the rear window. So in case of is a suitable see phrasal preposition here. Then excuse me, yeah. Then if you look at can I help you in any way is a suitable phrasal preposition here. I would rather have water instead of a soft drink. So in the place of a instead means what? In the place of a soft drink, I want to have water. So instead of we use the phrase and preposition instead of see a soft drink, I would rather have water. Look at the other sentence. We all have to work according to government rules. So whenever we are using according to means so we are following the rules of the government. Whatever government rules say that everybody has to follow. So that is what we call according to. So we all have to work according to government rules. So he opened he opened the attachment out of curiosity. So attachment was there, and he is not supposed to open immediately, but out of curiosity he has opened out. So attachment out of curiosity. Then the 10th one is in addition to the crew, there were 60 passengers in the flight. So in the flight, so there are 60 passengers, and the six passengers are 60, and apart from them, there are some say crew. For example, the air hostess, the pilots, and all that. The crew is there. So that means 60 plus. So we use the word in addition as a in the meaning of plus. So that way the phrasal prepositions are used. So now we have just come across the words, the prepositions, how they are used. So we have come across single prepositions, compound prepositions, and also phrasal prepositions. And there are some confusing prepositions like between, beside and besides, between and among, and phrasal prepositions like in addition to, or the normal simple prepositions like in, at, by, with. So there are prepositions of place, prepositions of time, and prepositions of position, and all. So all these we need to see, do a practice and keep an eye when you are going through the textbook. So wherever you are learning language, so keep an eye so that the more exposure that you have, the more you will be good at prepositions. That's all. And there are no such hard and fast rules. Only these generalizations will be followed. So certainly, with your see keen interest, you can learn them well. So the verbs followed by certain prepositions. There is a very big list of words that either you can refer any dictionary or get it from the Google or from any other sources, so that so you start looking at them very often, so that you that becomes a habit for you. So that way you will learn better. So with this, let me conclude today's session. Thank you.